Okay, we're going to make a clickable prototype using Apple's Keynote presentation software. I've assembled a number of video files and some graphic files. You can mock all this up in something like Photoshop or Sketch, and then you can cut this up or export the elements or assets and then import them into Keynote. This is just an example of how to just construct a simple clickable prototype really quickly. Okay, so I've got all my video in here. I've got a couple of graphic files I'm going to use. Now what I'll do is going to start the clock and see how long this takes. Okay, I go down and click on Keynote. Keynote, if you have a new Apple Mac, might have come free with it or been on there. If you need to buy it, I think it's about £12 from the App Store. I get a new document on here. Now once I've done that, I go over to the top right here. I can click, and what I can do is I can change the format. So where it says slide size, I go down to custom size, and what I can do here is input the sizes I want. For this assignment, the requirements are making it 1280 by 720, which is just next down from 1080p high definition. We made that a little bit bigger, and that's on there. I'll just zoom there. I will get rid of these elements, and this is going to be my home page or landing page. So I'll just put a title on there. You can put a graphic element. I'm just going to call it archive.org. Okay, I'll just make that look a little bit nicer, spread it out, put it on there. Now I'm going to create representations of some clickable buttons that would take me to different sections in my mock-up. So I'm going to bring in some images. Now I'll have just the same image on here, so I drag this in. Obviously you bring in different size images, so I scale this image. You might already have them scaled if you've done them in Photoshop. I'm going to Alt, drag that over, drag that over there. Move those, you'd space them properly and have them on there. Right, now once I've done those, I can actually go up here and format these. So where it's got format, I could come along and say, yeah, I want a border. I want it to be a line around it, and I want that line to be white. So let's just put these white borders on there. I'm going to make these into buttons a bit later on, but I've made my first slide. Now I'm going to go up and make my second slide. I'll come along and just go for a blank. Now on here I'm going to have a number of buttons down the side, and then I'm going to have a title across the top, and then another title of what the video is. You can set up master page if you want, but I'll just get going. So I'll just click here, I click a blank file. I will first along just put the title up here. I'll just go archive.org. That can be the title again. You can make these graphics any way you want. Got those up here. These can be titles. Over the other side, I'm going to put the title of the video. So I'll just, in this case, just put video 1. Go at the top. Have that over here, a bit bigger. Up here, I've got the title. I might make this a bit bigger. I'll just get rid of this and not make it into a link by clicking on it. Remove the link. There we go. Put that on there. Remove that. I'll make that a bit bigger. Okay, now I'll make some buttons down here. You could just bring in some buttons, but I'll just make some buttons. I'm going to go for the rounded rectangle. I'll put this over here. I'll drag this out. That can be my first button on there. I'll just double click here and I'm going to type in the title of my video. Okay, once I've got that, I can then alt drag for the next one. I go up here where it's got the style, I change the color, and again I'm going to change this to the next title of the video. Okay, once I've got that, I'll finally alt drag a little bit down there, and again I'll put the title of this video on there. Again, I'll come along and I will change its color. Okay, a bit too green maybe. Okay, got those buttons, and the final one I'm going to have the little home button. Again, this may look a bit naff and tacky, but it's just to give you an idea of how it works. Right, so I've got those elements on there, and they're going to run right through my video there and be on that. Now, once that's sort of set up, I then will put on the first video. So all I need to do is drag and drop the first one. Coming a bit too big. I'll drag it around. Now what I can do is I can go to the view menu and I go show rulers, and once I've got rulers I can come along here and set up some guides and rulers and drag them out from where I want this, so I have it all lined up. There we go. And maybe I'll drag that out there, and I'll drag another one here, and then finally I'll drag one down the bottom. Again, doing it really quickly. Once I've done that, I can then duplicate the slides. First up, I'm going to have this button here linking back to my first slide. So I right mouse click on that and I say add link, and I'm going to say go to slide 1, and that's what I want. So I've done that, so that'll link back to there. Also, I'm going to do these later on. So the next thing I'll do is just duplicate these slides. So I'll duplicate this one here. I'll change the video, which means I come down here. It's this video I need to put on. I move it around. Now this one sort of has a bit of an intro, so it's a little bit sort of thinner on there, so you can't really see it on that. But come along movie, got that. I can come along here and trim a little bit, so I'll trim it so you know it's visible, and I've got that. Right, okay, and then the next one I will come down and again I will duplicate. And once I've got duplication, I'll come along here, delete that video, and I'll put this video on there. And again, I might want to come over to where it's got movie and just trim it so it's just something's visible for me to see. Scale that, move it around. Now what I'll do is put a border around these. So I go to the style and I say border and I say line, and I just put the around there. Then I go back to this one on the second page and I say border and line, and I put that around there. And then finally I'll go up here, get this one, go border, go line, and have that. Okay, so they're all on that. Now I'm going to link all these things together. So this one goes to the first one. Now what I would do is probably give these more meaningful titles, but I'll just leave them as video 1, video 2, video 3. So first of all, I right mouse click on this, I go to add link, and I want this to go to slide 2. Then I'll click on the second button, again right mouse click, add link, goes to slide, and this is going to go to slide 3. And finally I go to this button, the green button, right mouse click, add link, and this is now going to go to slide 4. Now what I can do is just shift click these, copy them. I go to my second ones here, I can delete them, paste these in, and these will have the links, and again delete the ones on the final slide, and they all should now link together. I'll just change this here, make this 3, go back here and click on that and make that 2. Right, I'm going to save this. I'll call it movie app, and I'll click save. Now, once that's all done, we've got all those slides on there. The last thing I need to do is just link to, so when I click on any of these could go anywhere, but what I'll do is I'll just have them all go to the same place. So no matter what you click on, it will go to, say, slide 2 to get going. Right, now once that's all done, I'll save it again and we'll run it. So when I run it, it'll open it up full screen. I can click on any of these, they all go to the same place. If I go back here, that's how that works. I can click through each of these and they take me to each of my videos, and when I want to play the video, I press here, and then you've got the controllers. And then I go here, and then you've got all the controls on there to move things around, bring it through, and finally do this one. Okay, I'll turn that off. I'll go back. I'll just quit after that. Okay, you can save it as a PowerPoint. Also, you can save it as a HTML5. Sometimes that doesn't really work, so I would avoid that, but the PowerPoint appears to work reasonably well. Okay, so there you go. That was just made in about 12 minutes. Once you've done all the designs, it works through. Now you can do lots of other stuff in here. A lot of these you can have animations, so you can animate objects if you wanted to. It has certainly actions, and you can have lots of different things where things can move around if that's appropriate for you. But that is just a quick way of making a clickable prototype that has video, works full screen, and you can make it in next to no time using Apple's Keynote presentation software.